A good fire starter is capable of getting a flame going with a few primitive resources. Using fuel, friction, and exposure, they can manifest substance out of thin air. A good fire starter understands the different and distinct phases of flame creation. First, there is the period of accumulation and organization. Materials must be gathered, a space prepared, and a flexible plan held in the mind. With the necessary items laid out, with intentional order, the conjuring can begin. This is spiritual practice. We accumulate knowledge of the holy. We gather different teachings and methods of practice and lay them out within the landscape of our soul. We prepare a place for an encounter inside ourselves. We begin. The second phase is marked by friction. Through disciplined and sharp movements, friction is exerted through the tools at hand. The first movements are always clumsy and forced. They feel entirely foreign and unnatural at the start, but slowly we find a rhythm. Seasoned fire starters are capable of getting a flame going with very little kindling. So too, the spiritually mature are capable of getting devotion stirred up with very little faith in the room. They understand how to work it, present more fuel to it, and expose it to the oxygen of the Holy Spirit. Spark and smoke arrive, letting you know that this pathway is leading somewhere. It is at this point that the third phase of fire creation begins. Starting a fire and tending a fire are two completely different skills. Now is the time for abandonment. It is at this critical juncture that many get stuck in their spiritual development. Having completed the first two phases of accumulation and friction, one must abandon these things and pay complete attention to the needs of the flame now burning within them. Letting go of all the methods that got you here, you must now tend to the fire, exposing it to the wild open air of oxygen and feeding it with the nourishing pieces of fuel, which is your attention. As you slowly increase the robustness of your offerings, focus not on the fuel, but on the flame which it feeds. Gently, carefully, and intentionally bring your awareness back to the flame alone. If you follow through, you'll find yourself resting in abiding fire. This is the abiding practice. This is to start a fire.